Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So today we're doing chapter 2, verse 54. And so here until verse 53, Bhagwan Shri Krishna had been speaking. And I'm going to, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu has given a very good breakdown of the different sections of chapter 2. So I'm going to go over those. And those explain things so beautifully. I will go over that, and that will explain a lot about where we're at and what the overall flow of the Gita is. And so here Arjun has asked a question. So until verse 53, Bhagwan Shri Krishna was speaking, and he was speaking about Karma Yoga. And now Arjun has a very specific question, and Chaitanya Charan Prabhu explains it very well. That a conversation, many times it's like I'll say something, and then the other person says something back, and they may go off onto explaining other things, and then I'm like, but my question is still not fully answered, so I'll ask again, like details of other questions. So this is what he's doing. He's asking again the to understand deeper. Like, okay, so how does it apply in my situation? All of this gyan, all of this yoga, all of this gyan, all of this knowledge that you have given me, that is good, that is great. And can you please help me understand how it applies in my situation right now, specifically for Arjun? Like, should I fight or not? So that's the thing. And okay, so let me sing the verse 54. Arjuna uvacha स्थितप्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्थस्य केशव स्थितधि किं प्रभाषेत किमासीत व्रजेत किम्. So, Sthita Pragnasya Ka Bhasha. So he is saying, Arjuna is saying, Arjuna Vacha, Sthita Pragnasya, one who is fixed in Krishna consciousness. So again, in the Swami Mukunda Nand one, Sthita Pragnasya is one with steady intellect. So I'm going to go with that. Somebody who is with steady intellect. Ka bhasha, what language does the person speak? Samadhisthasya keshava, one situated in trance. Samadhi is trance, it's the transcendental trance, not material trance. So transcendental trance, one who is situated, sthasya, like sthit, it's someone who is situated, one who is fixed in trance. Oh, Keshav. Keshav is the one of the names for Krishna, killer of the Keshi demon. Um, so yeah, of one who is steady in intellect, fixed in intellect. What language do they speak? Of one who is situated, steady in trance. O Krishna. Sthitadhi kim prabhasheta. So again, sthita dihi, one fixed in Krishna consciousness, or in here he will say enlightened person, sthita fixed in enlightenment, fixed in this thing. Kim, what? Prabhashita, speaks. What do they speak? And then kim masita vrajeta kim. So how do they remain still? How do they sit? And how do they walk? So the overall translation is, O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit? How does he walk? And then here, a little bit more tightly explained is, okay, Arjun said, okay, Keshav, what is the disposition of one who is situated in divine consciousness? How does an enlightened person talk? How does he sit? How does he walk? So what is this explains it pretty well. So now let me go over the sections. There are 5 sections of the second chapter according to Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. So let's go over those. So the first 1 to 10 is Arjun's questions and further surrender. Ki, O Krishna, please help me understand. I am surrendering to you. I am fully surrendered to you. I don't know what I'm doing. Please help. 11 to 30 is Atma Gyan, knowledge of the soul, Atma of the soul. The soul is eternal, and the temporary is, the temporary is body. The body is temporary. Okay, so and in here Sri Krishna says fight, And then the 31 to 38 is Karma Kand, which is the first application of the Atmagyan, which means by doing your prescribed duty as a warrior, you will enjoy. You will enjoy material and heavenly pleasures. That's Karma Kand. That's not the crux of the Gita by any means. That is just saying, okay, this is one of the benefits. But the main thing, in then he goes from 39 to 53 is Nishkam Karma Yoga. Nishkam means don't worry about the fruits. So in the Karma Kand, he's like, you'll get all these fruits, you'll get all of these material enjoyments and heavenly enjoyments. But then Nishkam Karma Yoga, he's saying, don't worry about the fruits. He's switching gears and he's saying, yes, you will get that, but don't worry about them. Do your duty. Do it because your duty is to fight. Do it because your duty is to do the right thing. That's your karma. So, Karma Yoga, fight with detachment, then no sinful reaction will occur, because that was one of the things that Arjun had said, that if I fight my relatives and kill my relatives, then I will be taking on sinful reactions. So, in Karma Kand, the focus is on performing rituals and actions for material benefits and heavenly pleasures, Swarg. In Karma Yoga, the emphasis shifts towards seeking moksha, which is liberation, and transcending the material realm. So the sinful reactions will just not happen when you're doing karma yoga, and when you're doing it for the sakes of without attachment to the fruits and without attachment to the material things. And then 54 to 72 is Sthita Pragya. So after hearing Krishna's teachings, Arjun is left with the question, what is the what does the person who embodies all of these things that you just explained, what does that person look like how can I recognize that person, how can I be that person, how do they sit, how do they walk, that kind of thing. So then Arjun explains all of that. Okay. In the previous verse, he explained Tada Yogam Avapsasi means the person who is not disturbed by allurements of material enjoyments incurs no sinful reactions. This was the previous verse. So, yeah. And then, so here is when he explains, when you're having a conversation back and forth. So, Sri Krishna has explained a lot right now, and Arjun is like, can you please help me explain again in my situation how everything that you have said applies to me? So, and then the question that he has asked in this verse, he's broken into 5 sections. Sthita Pragnya Ka Bhasha, how do they speak? Samadhi Sthya Keshava, how are they situated in Samadhi? How are they in the trance sections, trance piece? Sthita Dhi Kim Prabhashita, how do they speak? Kim Asita, how do they sit? Vrajeta Kim, how do they walk? So these are the 5 questions that he has asked in this one verse. Okay. And then the explanation of this is not exactly, it's not literal, it's not like what words do they use. It's, and I'm going to now go into personal growth kind of thing. So, from my understanding of this, is like a person who has confidence will say the same words as a person who may not have as much confidence. They may say the exact same words, but they'll come across very different, right? The energy will be totally different. When a person speaks to the person who has that confidence about themselves, then they will respond in a different way than if the person speaks the exact same words who does not have that much confidence. The person sitting in front of you will respond in a very different way to both situations, to the exact same words, right? So Arjun is not asking the words, like what are the words that you're using, what are the words that you're speaking. Arjun is saying, how do they sit? Like basically more about how is their energy, how do they look like, how do they sit, how do they walk, like, because it's not about you cannot practice or whatever, right? Like I'm going to walk like this and I'm going to look like this and whatever. It doesn't work like that, because it comes from within, and when it's there internally in you, then it just shows up in everything that you do. So Arjun is basically asking that, like, how does it all show up for me? Like, how will it show up? How can it show up for me? How can I become that person who is like that, and what do they look like? How can I recognize them, and how can I understand that more? It's a very beautiful question. I love it, and I remember this question also from the Gita Light series that I studied from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. So it's really resonating with me, this verse. Yeah. So yeah, we will. I don't know if Krishna is going to speak next, but if he does, then we will get to know the answers. But until 72, yes, we will get to know the response for this, and we will hear more of what Bhagwan Shri Krishna is saying. Okay, that's it for today. We'll do verse 55 tomorrow. Wish you a very, very beautiful day. Radhe Radhe.